Hi there, fellow A-plussers. This is Datila from Rangers of Wrestling, being your SummerSlam 2023 review. Let me talk to you. Let's kick things off with this tribal combat match: Roman Reigns versus Jey Uso for the WWE Undisputed Championship. It's no surprise that Roman Reigns picked up the victory here. Oh, anybody could have told you that. Let's talk about this ending. So, you had Jey, who super kicked Solo and then gave him a Uso splash to the announce table. He speared Roman Reigns and then hit him with the splash. Jey had this match won. He was going to win. And the reason why he didn't was because somebody wearing in a black sweater and black hoodie pulled Jey out of the ring, and that person ended up being Jimmy. And then he super kicked him and threw him back into the ring, allowing Roman Reigns to spear Jey through the announce table. Now, Roman looked perplexed as to why Jimmy was out there. So the fact that the next pay-per-view is Payback, I feel like we're going to do a brother versus brother match at Payback, Jimmy versus Jey. But overall, this match was all right. I feel like this was much more of a no DQ match than a tribal combat match. I guess I just wanted more. Since it was tribal combat, I wanted to see cameos from the Ananoe family, maybe Rikishi, the Wild Samoans, since Hollywood's on strike, The Rock. But we didn't get that. And this match could have been so much more. So I can understand some of the complaints about people saying that this match started off slow. But, this is basically a no DQ match. One aspect I did like was Paul Heyman begging to Jey Uso not to hurt Roman Reigns, but yet he had no problem with Roman Reigns hurting Jey Uso. But I didn't think it was a bad match, but I wanted more from this. Let's also talk about this triple threat for the Women's Championship. It was Asuka versus Bianca Belair versus Charlotte. This match was all right. One thing I did find interesting was that Bianca got hurt, and she did a really good job at selling this injury because she came back mid-match and she won. She won the title. It's what happened afterwards that we really need to focus on. So Io Sky cashed in. She targeted that knee. She then hit Bianca with the moonsault, and she is a new women's champion. But I do think it's quite interesting that WWE allowed Io Sky to take the title off of Bianca as opposed to Asuka. Now, Mike Johnson, the PWI Insider, does report that Kairi Sane signed a new WWE contract. So does that mean that we might see a reunion of the Kabuki Warriors? I guess we gotta wait and see what that means. But I did think it was interesting that happened. And so I think that at Payback, we might get a triple threat match, Asuka versus Io Sky versus Bianca. But hey, you know what? Give me Kairi Sane versus Io Sky. I want to see that. SummerSlam kicked off with Logan Paul versus Ricochet. This was not a bad match. I actually really enjoyed this match. This was a great match to open SummerSlam with. I think some highlights here wouldn't be the Spanish fly off the apron, the double Spanish fly on the ground, Logan Paul doing a moonsault to tornado DDT to Ricochet. I thought that was a really cool spot. Of course, Logan Paul being the heel here, he was going to pick up the victory. One of his guys, I don't know who, handed him some brass knuckles, and he hit Ricochet with a right hand while wearing those brass knuckles. So Logan Paul did pick up the victory here. You could tell Samantha Irving was not happy that she had to say Logan Paul's name. But great match. We had Cody Rhodes versus Brock Lesnar. And this was your typical Lesnar match. There was nothing really special. It wasn't nothing special about it. It was just a bunch of F5s, German suplexes. Now, I do like the fact that Cody did put the Kimura lock on Lesnar, and it took 3 crossroads to defeat Brock Lesnar. I really like that they didn't go the SummerSlam 2012 route here with Cody and Lesnar. When Lesnar was hitting all those F5s to Cena, and then he just hits an AA and wins. So Cody Rhodes is victorious, and Brock Lesnar's shorts ripped during the match. And at the end, he got in Cody's face. He shook his hand, hugged him, and lifted his hand. So that tells you right there what you need to know. I honestly was surprised by that. I really was. But I guess he's acknowledging Cody Rhodes and he's showing respect to Cody Rhodes. So, and Triple H at the press conference did confirm that that moment was unplanned. So that came from Brock Lesnar himself. We get the SummerSlam Battle Royal. Let me talk to you. There was only one man who needed to win this Battle Royal, and that man was L.A. Knight. Yeah. If he would have lost, I would have felt some type of way. I'm not going to lie to you. When I heard Omos was going to enter, I was like, oh my God, he's going to win, isn't he? He's going to win. Thank God that was not the case. I did like that everybody ganged up on Omos to eliminate him. One thing they did find interesting was that Sheamus was in the final two alongside L.A. Knight. Yeah. And L.A. Knight, yeah, last on SmackDown, he beat Sheamus. So I kind of thought that that was going to mean he was going to lose, but he did it. He won. And I speculate as to why that is. I feel like Sheamus is being punished here. And I'll tell you why. So I'm pulling the article up from the Sportster, but the interview originated from the Daily Star. So it says here, in an interview with the Daily Star, Sheamus talked about how the talk coming out of such a stellar match was never capitalized on. Obviously, he's referring to his match with Gunther at Clash of the Castle. He says, I'm not upset about that at all, losing to Gunther at the day's Clash of the Castle. I felt it was great. It was just the type of character Sheamus is, all fists and elbows. What I was upset about, and what really bothered me, was the creative after that. I came out with so much organic momentum, and it was just wasted. It didn't go anywhere. It was dead, just like with WrestleMania. And WWE does not like wrestlers that speak out against creative and against booking. So I speculate if Sheamus losing twice to back was a punishment as a result of him speaking out. This reminds me, I think it was last month, where Sheamus spoke out against the booking of the Brawling Brutes, and what happened on SmackDown that same week. Ridge Holland got taken out by Solo Sikoa, and Sheamus had to face Solo Sikoa and lost. So I wonder if he's being punished here. Again, this is just me speculating. It wouldn't surprise me with how petty WWE is that they are punishing Sheamus for speaking out against his booking. Can you blame the guy, though? He's absolutely right. He had so much momentum coming out of Clash of Castle. It should have been him and Gunther one-on-one at WrestleMania, and WWE failed to capitalize it. And I think the reason why is because they were so dead set on Gunther breaking Honky Tonk Man's record. I mean, he's like literally less than, I think, 40 days away from breaking that record, that they sacrificed Sheamus in favor of that. We get Ronda Rousey versus Shayna Baszler MMA rules. I don't know about you guys, but I felt like this took the energy out of the crowd. They could have done so much more with this match. Why not give us a fight pit match? Didn't WWE merge with UFC? They could have given us UFC rules, but no, they gave us MMA rules. I don't know. I felt like this was the weakest match on the card. This could have been so much more, but it wasn't. Shayna Baszler's victorious. I'm happy she won at least, though. We get an IC title match, Gunther versus Drew McIntyre. A hell of a match. But I knew there was no way Drew McIntyre was going to defeat Gunther. As I said earlier, Gunther's literally less than 40 days away from breaking Honky Tonk Man's record. He's not going to lose the title now. He probably won't even lose the title at Payback, because I think he breaks the record September 7th. So it would be after Payback that he will lose the title. Still a good match, but no surprise here. Then we get the WWE World Heavyweight Championship match, Seth freaking Rollins versus Finn Balor, what in my opinion was match of the night. I really like the story that was being told here. You had Finn Balor come out with the word 7 here on his shoulder. You had Seth Rollins come out with the same shirt that he wore in their original match at SummerSlam 2016. absolutely love the story that was being told here. Of course, Judgment Day eventually came out in this match. Back and forth in this had me gasping. I thought Balor was going to win. Then when Seth Rollins kicked out, I was like, oh my God, Rollins is going to win. But then Finn Balor kicked out. I was like, oh my God, who's going to win? We got our answer. Damian Priest threw his Money in the Bank briefcase in the ring, and he attempted to cause a distraction, but this plan backfired because instead Seth Rollins gave Finn Balor the curb stomp on that briefcase, and this allowed Seth Rollins to be victorious. And you could tell Damian Priest was just like, oh, fuck, I fucked up. So where do we go from here? And it's because you got Damian Priest, who's Senor Money in the Bank. You got Dirty Dominic Mysterio, who is NXT North American Champion. And you got Rhea Ripley, who is Women's World Champion. And Finn Balor is, well, Finn Balor. So who's getting kicked out of the Judgment Day Evolution style? This finish is definitely going to cause some problems between Balor and Damian Priest. But I'm here for it. There was already tension there between them when Damian Priest won Money in the Bank. So I'm very curious to see what happens now. I think Finn Balor is going to be pretty mad at Damian for this. What if Finn Balor demands Damian Priest to give him the Money in the Bank? What if that's the case? Oh my God. I didn't even think about that until just now. But I guess we got to wait and see. All right, I'm going to stop the review right there because they did talk about the triple threat, which followed this match, and then the tribal combat match. So with that being said, overall, I thought SummerSlam was a pretty decent pay-per-view. It ran a little long. Let me tell you, it ran a little long. Some of these matches could have been a lot more than what they gave us. I feel like the Battle Royal, as much as I like LA Knight, I felt like that match could have been on the pre-show. It didn't have to be on the main card, but then, they would have been like, oh, well, now you're putting LA Knight at SummerSlam, but he's in the pre-show. But so it's a double-edged sword. But you guys remember, they cut Trish and Becky. So if they would have had one more match, this pay-per-view would have been a really long pay-per-view. So taking all that into consideration, I'm going to give this a 7 out of 10. I'm happy with the winners. I cannot complain about the winners, but I can complain about some of these matches. Let me know in the comments, what was your favorite match? Did you have a favorite match? Or what did you think was match of the night? So as you guys know, we did do predictions, Adam, Indy, and me. And Adam Perez, baby, won. He beat me by 2 points. Indy straight out lost. So Adam got 32 points. I got 30 points. And Indy got 21 points. So he beat me by 2. It was really close. What screwed me over was picking Ricochet and Charlotte. So I have to say, Adam's proving to be a really worthy adversary in predictions. So now I got to look into my camera. And once again, I acknowledge you, Adam Perez. You definitely are proving yourself to be a very formidable predictions opponent. So congrats. You definitely gave me a run for my money. But I'm getting my title back at Payback. How fitting that the next pay-per-view is called Payback. Because that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to get my payback. But thank you guys all so much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell so you get notified not only when this video drops, but whenever A+ Hero Report releases a new video or when they go live. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.